If you're a die-hard sports fan or sports fanatic, then this is the place you want to be. You're now listening to the Bra Amigos podcast, the best place for all sports everything. So pull up and let's go.
Yo, what's up with you guys? We're back again, another week, another episode. Bra Amigos podcast in the building. You already know who it is. Your boy Price. You know I always got Rob in the building with me, the homie, the brother from another mother, and you know we always coming to y'all with some of our takes on sports. And we gotta hit y'all up with this one off the back. We're gonna get into some juicy stuff, but we're gonna start with this. Me and Rob been talking about things, and we came up with this designated immortals. And we're gonna tell you guys where we get this from. Do you ever notice in the news where people are looking for somebody or something to talk about, and it's always certain people that they go to? For example, we talk about LeBron. Skip Bayless talks about LeBron because it helps him talk about Mike, and then he gets to point at his shoes, and then he gets to go on for the next 3 days to a week about MJ versus LeBron, which I may have a solo video coming on that soon. Just might want to watch out for that. But how do you feel about that, Rob? How do you feel about them continuously using this?
So the way that I always thought about this, and guys, I'm a comic book fan. I love comics, and granted, I'm only really Marvel and DC, so you could judge me as you will. But the way I thought about this was Immortal Hulk. So Immortal Hulk. My pronunciation ain't on right now, but Immortal Hulk. For the guys and gals that basically aren't attuned, Hulk basically is immortal, and he dies a bunch, but he always comes back, especially after nightfall, essentially. And so what happens is, or one of the story arcs is that Hulk basically outlives everything. He's known as, I think it was like the Smasher or like the Destroyer essentially, and he just goes around and just like beats everything to dust. And it gets to where it's like these amoeba people that are still around, like at the edge of time essentially, are still there, and he is the only one that's left there. But Hulk is there. Hulk is always there. Hulk is the one that is there. And so when we talked about this, with LeBron, with Tom Brady, those kind of athletes and stuff like that, where they always move the needle somehow or another. Anything that they talk about always moves the needle, and everybody wants to talk about them incessantly. I'm thinking like, if we had like a specific athlete, somebody like a LeBron who's been doing this for 20 years, who we've been talking about since he was a 16-year-old, like somebody like that when in doubt, this person's going to be there to the end. And we see what LeBron's doing. He's 30, he's in his 30, he's in his what, 38, 39. He's in his 21st year, 20th,
Yeah,
21st
yeah,
year.
he's up
Still
there.
one of the best players in the league easily. Like somebody like him that is still moving the needle, still being the guy for so long. I think it's like having someone be that would be great, because everybody's been talking about who's the next superstar after LeBron. Could it be Giannis? Could it be KD? Could it be Joker? Like, we don't even have to think about it. There's always will be going to be a LeBron. There's always going to be somebody like a Tom Brady. Baseball really doesn't have one of those because nobody gives a fuck about baseball, at least not enough to basically designate somebody or be a hater to somebody for that. Like, which, speaking of, I ain't gonna get sidetracked, but baseball needs to skip Bailey's. But we'll get to that to another time. But look, there needs to be some, like, we think that somebody in sports somewhere basically needs to be that person that you can always turn to for a quick like, I hate this guy, or look at what he's doing, and that person drives the needle. For the greater meaning of sports, there needs to be somebody like that. So yeah, whatever it is, I think designated immortals. we should probably use science to basically make that happen.
Yeah, we kind of could use science to make that happen. It's just like how we've kind of used science to anoint certain athletes of certain accomplishments and stuff like that. Because with the with advanced metrics being in games now, it gives them something else to try to look at. But then at the same time, I feel like at times it shows the greatness of past athletes. Whenever they put some advanced metrics to past athletes, they're like, well, this guy really did this, and he's really was on that level. And but we got to talk on this, just a little bit before we go past the designated immortals on to some other juicy stuff. Um, how much do you think advanced metrics? Because to me, advanced metrics tells us one side, but then we always look at the eye test. What do I really see? How does
Mhm.
he affect the game eye wise? Because to me,
Yeah.
it's like whenever they talked about James Harden, they were like, "Oh, James Harden is advanced metrics king whenever he was in Houston," but it never translated to actual winning of a title. It
Mhm.
didn't. Whether that be just because of him choking, or whether you want to blame, who was his teammates, or whatever you may think that it could have been. I personally believe, like I've said for years, Mike D'Antoni style would never win you a championship. Just go ahead
Mhm.
and throw that out there. If it was meant to happen, it would happen with the Suns a long time ago. I'm just throw that ball out there in the wind. But how much do you feel like, Rob, is you thinking like the advanced metrics actually should play in the stuff? Like, where do we need to draw the line on that
So, and that's a good question because as far as drawing the line, because it's then I always think like the next civil war is going to be the people that love the advanced stats and all the advanced metrics and the that boy nice watchers. Like I'm a that boy nice watcher. I like. I'm not a person that's like, you gotta go for the corner three. You gotta get that. You gotta always shoot threes. Like, nah, man, look, get buckets. I'm always a person that's like,
one? Get them.
if you can, get buckets. Whatever you could do, get buckets. If it's a, 'cause I don't know what the 3 point line is. I think 3 point line is what 21 feet. If you can shoot that bitch from 18, shoot it from 18, get that
Yeah, if you,
bucket.
you can
Like
get that
yes, you
bucket.
could take a step back and get that three. Get a bucket. Whatever way you're gonna get that bucket, get a bucket. But so as far as that goes, I think when it comes to stats, like I'm always I'm okay when it comes to prep. So like not necessarily talking about with the human body. So like I'll separate this too. So as far as the human body goes, any kind of information that's going to help physiologically and basically helping the improvement of someone, I'm all for it because that wasn't afforded to a lot of athletes of the past. They basically were drink a lot of water, drink a lot of milk, eat some steak, go out and play, and that was it between their shifts at the boneyard or whatever it may be. But it's like now it is cast to basically, hey, can do this for a profession, do this at their own time, and spend like LeBron did millions of dollars on their body annually to basically make it happen. And granted, people say HGH and all this kind of stuff with Bron, it's still to where something that's afforded to everybody. These cats know who to go to, who to talk to. It ain't something that unless he's using magic, it ain't some shit that nobody can go get. But the fact of the matter is, yeah, with bodies, I'm always into basically learning more, getting more information in that. So as far as play, I think as far as preparation, advanced stats can be good because everybody's trying to find some kind of way to get over somebody else or get through somebody else. And so having those for preparation, saying that, hey, they don't do this great in this situation, and saying this is what we're gonna hinge for, this is what we're gonna basically try to get to. That's fine. Because it's just a basically way of scouting, advanced scouting. What I don't like is when people go with the whole, well, you got to go for it on fourth because other people went for it on fourth. I don't like when people try to broad brush advanced stats saying this is what this has to do every single time because or this is what you have to do most times because this is what has happened because those things aren't the same. Yes, they may have happened, but you basically might as well say it's a coin flip because you've seen plenty of times where it's like, well, you should go on fourth on fourth. Somebody drops the ball, somebody gets a penalty, somebody gets something that basically makes it to where it's like that doesn't matter anymore. Or there might be a missed call, or there might be something else. And yeah, you might say, yeah, process over improvement, but overall, we're a results driven business.
Yes, we
No
are.
matter what you, no matter what you're talking about, everyone is results driven. Even the analytics people are results driven because if you don't basically make it going against the analytics, then you basically going somebody's gonna be like, well, why didn't you do the analytics? And then it's just basically self-fulfilling prophecy. But overall, like, no, man, I'm good with advance when it comes to preparation. But when the game is actually going, it's gut or it's what you see. It's that boy nice watching. Is all of that. It's current events. I don't really sabermetrics, advanced stats aren't current events. They are the
Mm-hmm.
past. Stats are the past. All right. It may help guide you as far as information that you may use, but it's not something that basically you would need to stand on as a standard. Um, so and that actually, you know what? That actually brings up a good question too. Even though I'm kind of blabbering right now,
Mm-hmm.
do you think one day, because it just came to me, do you think one day there's gonna be like a coach, like they're gonna have like say 32 teams.
Mm-hmm.
One of the coaches is just gonna be a computer that's
I,
just gonna make decisions right then and there. They're
I
gonna
can
be
believe
fed
that.
with information,
I can
and
believe
that's
that.
gonna be it.
I-
Do you think you could see something like that happening in the future one day, like
Yes.
for every sport?
Yes. And I'm gonna tell you why. It may not be a computer per se, but it's gonna be a person that's gonna be computer powered that he's gonna go by everything that he sees the computer tells him. Oh, we
Mm,
have this chance of getting this. I think that that's really the next step in advancement. I'm gonna be totally honest with you, Rob, and I think football is gonna be the first person to do it. And I'm gonna explain
mm,
why. We look at some of these coaches, right? And we know we have the old school coaches who they make decisions, drop of a hat, bam, let's do this. I feel like we can win it. We got the momentum. Let's do it. Those are those coaches. Those are the guys that me and Drew reflect on. Those are the that boy good. We got the momentum. Let's do this, guys. And then I
mm,
feel like you have guys who they may not come out and say it, but in reality, what they do is this. They say, hey, oh, what is our percentage on this? Okay, and then what's the percentage or what's the chances of us getting the ball back or making a stop on it? Okay, well, let's go for this and then play it on the next number and see what happens. I think that there's going to be that. And to be honest with you, I think if I was going to try it, I would do it with one of these losing teams. Matter of fact,
mm.
I could tell you who I would try it with first if I was a coach. Robert Kraft, don't you take my idea. I would do it if I was you because you had a coach that was so dependent upon a player and a system that he put together that this is where he lied. And it never
Mm.
panned out after that player left. So if I was
Yeah.
you, I'd say, you know what? I got all this money. Let me find a stool pigeon that loves the numbers, and I can tell him, hey, bro, we're going to get every piece of technology that's legal in the NFL to help you analyze what's going on. And I want you to call plays and call stuff by what the numbers tell us. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Let the quarterback make the read, but you give him the play. Tell him, hey, bro, we gonna go out here and they gonna run a slant and two curls out there. Let the quarterback make the read, but this is the play against this that's gonna be the most successful because this is what says that it's most successful against their defense. If you can
Mm-hmm.
convince a coordinator and a head coach to do that and it worked, it's gonna shoot like a rocket, Rob. I
Yep.
guarantee you every single team is gonna figure out how to implement that, even if they got a Andy Reid behind there calling the shots. They're gonna sit Andy down and say, hey Andy, on them plays that you not for sure, go over there and tap that Microsoft tablet and let them know up in the office you want to know what they think should be the play. Because if that's the play that you're unsure on and it works out for us because we let the computer make the call,
Mm-hmm.
we made the proper call and Pat made the proper read, we can win as much as possible. Then you might open up another box of worms because then it might become players are going to be drafted upon certain skill sets and not basically overall ability anymore.
Right.
Because you're gonna say, well, we lost the guy who was really good in short routes and possession catches. We don't need the over the top dude. Trade down. Let's get the guy who's really good coming out of college in short routes and stuff. And it may add another level of dimension to players there. I think that can go way beyond anything that we've ever thought about it if they start to really implement computers giving a probable cause for making something. You may open up a box of worms that may change the way that people draft and call plays forever after that.
Right.
But I'm not gonna go too deep on y'all with that. I could go in
Yeah,
on
we
y'all.
ain't trying to do Minority Report and
Yeah.
make it or do iRobot, but it was one of the things I thought about because like when I thought about I'm gonna get off it, but yeah, I was thinking about David Tepper out in Carolina, and like basically he like him having a coach that he don't have to fire every year. Like you just got to reprogram it and do like a software update.
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking he would basically be the one.
He
You
he
know,
just need to find him a coach that believes in the numbers, and he can say, "Hey, we're gonna tell you to coach by this playbook and what the computer tells us. And if this makes us successful, continue to do this, and we're gonna make adjustments on the fly and see how far we can go." Because if it takes an average team from averaging out of the playoffs into the playoffs, then like I said, then we just opened up a whole new metric of how we gonna recruit kids now. What do
yeah,
we really need to make us successful?
yep.
It can be something wild. We're not gonna go too much
Brand
deeper on that from y'all, but we gotta
right.
go to this $700 million man. $700 million man. We touched on it a little bit last episode and we talked about it, but it's the aftershock. Rob, how
Mm.
much do you go in on that Kobe letter? Was the reason that this man helped sign in the Dodgers? Because look, we had a discussion off camera of Anaheim is in LA.
It's 30 miles
It's
from
30
like
miles.
where the Angels play and the Dodgers play. It's 30 miles.
Okay.
That's it.
So how much do you think that really affected him from not being an Angel to him becoming a Dodger? This Kobe Bryant letter.
Let me see if I can find a pen and pad. Let's see right up. It's zero. You know why it's zero? Because another zero and a seven got attached to that motherfucking contract, and that's what made the difference of that motherfucker signing with the Dodgers versus the Giants versus the Angels versus any other team. That's what it was. It wasn't because granted, back when Otani was coming from Japan and he was basically being courted by all these teams to get signed. Yes, Dodgers were one of those teams, and Kobe probably made a video to recruit Otani just like any other team would, and probably did. And so essentially, yeah, he made a video for the Dodgers to recruit Shohei. But I doubt that that made a lick of difference, mainly because that money. That's the only team, one of the only teams that's good for paying a player $700 million is the Dodgers. Only other teams, maybe like the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Cubs. That's about it. Everybody else ain't really got the money like that. Um, but but they basically, yeah, the Kobe letter. It was widely reported. Everybody talked about it. I don't believe that made a fucking difference. And look, R.I.P. to Kobe. It was absolute tragedy what happened to him. But I truly doubt that that video that Shohei probably already seen made a fucking lick of difference. All right, it didn't. It couldn't have. All
Dog,
right, it's
I'm
just
with you. I'm with you on that. I love Kobe. I love Kobe because that was like the next
yeah,
thing next to Mike to me. I love Kobe. But dog, whenever they would have told me 700 million guarantee, I'd have said, huh?
it's a wrap.
How much?
Let's go.
I'd have been like, can you back the first truckload up to my house with some security guard? I just want to swim in it for a couple hours, and then they can take it back out and put it
Just
back in the van.
bathe.
I just want to be in there. Matter of fact, call me a couple when I'm gonna throw money. I'm gonna get my ball on for just for a little while. Just for a little while. That's it.
All that Scrooge McDuck. All
Oh,
that Scrooge
oh
McDuck.
hell yeah. Hell yeah. Cause there's no way. I like I said, I love Kobe. I feel like that would have been perfect. Even if he would have been still alive, he would have made a video. But it look, if they wanted to make it more special, they should have told me that Kobe was gonna tell me that they was offering me 700 million, and then we would have really been working with something. I'd have been like, how much you said, Kobe? They said
Mm-hmm.
700 mil, Kobe. Kobe, you sure you got that right? Kobe would have been like, yeah, man, 700 million. I'd have been like, oh, all right, I'm just making sure, Kobe. Look, tell him get their ass over here right now so I can sign that contract real quick for the next 10
Yep.
years so we can get this money pumping around here.
Let's rack it up.
Let's get
Let's
it
go.
going. I'm ready to go. And the other thing is, we finally got to know Shohei's famous dog name, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I was a
Everybody
little.
thought it was Dodger. Everybody thought it was something else. What was the name, dog?
It was like Deco Pen.
Decoy.
Well, yeah, it's Decoy. It's Decoy in the U.S. translation, but yeah, so we'll just go with
Oh,
Decoy.
okay.
Yeah, but it's like, bro, it's like we've been waiting to know what this dog was named. Everybody was waiting, and there's some of y'all out there who was like, that dog is named Dodger. That dog is named Dodger. And if that dog would have been named Dodger, and that's how you would have picked the Dodgers, I'd have been like, y'all should have renamed that dog for him some kind of way.
Mhm.
Y'all should have told him. You sure it ain't named Angel or Yankee? Sure it ain't named Yankee.
Right.
I,
Like
I know the Yankees would have
socks.
been. Yeah, you sure it ain't named Socks or something, bro? It gotta be named something else. I don't want. But man,
Dog.
I gotta give it to him, bro. 700
It's the
million.
smartest fucking move I ever seen. Like, just name your dog Decoy, and everybody keeps saying it's the his name, name of his dog. It might be the team that he wants to sign. So he doesn't know, like he doesn't want people to know what it is. So we have to respect his privacy. That motherfucker's a genius. Between that and the plane that went to from LA to Toronto or Anaheim to Toronto, that basically had the the shark guy, like
Mm-hmm.
basically on it. What they call the shit? Not the sharks.
Damn.
Shark Tank.
Yeah,
The
Shark
Shark
Tank.
Tank guy, basically like going on there and basically, yeah, making it where the Dodgers had like basically did that Hail Mary $700 million. Like I said on Twitter, that agent deserves double whatever he got. Whatever he got, he deserves double. Or she. They deserve double. Because that is a genius move to basically get somebody to be desperate to pay. Like that was genius, bro.
I'm telling you, they using their mind, bro. They using their mind. Contract negotiations are about to be a mind game.
Hmm.
That move is gonna say, just like Mercedes Benz usually tells you what's gonna be on your car in 10 years. That move is about to
Mm.
set up the next 5 years of contract negotiations. Because now these major athletes are gonna know we got all kind of new tricks that we can pull out with these agencies to play with these teams' minds now. Oh no, I'm going over here. Psych,
Hmm.
it's
As it
about to
should.
be next. It's about to be next level on negotiations. A lot of things. Now, guys,
Yep.
a little quick transition. This is the part of the show where I gotta hand it off to my boy Rob because he wants to have a slight and he makes a fair point. I just want you guys to hear him out. Rob, let them people know why you hate gift cards and gift certificates.
So and granted, like I'm not ungrateful. I'm not an ungrateful person. So if
Not
you do
ungrateful.
give me a gift card, I am gonna take it. Right. But I absolutely hate gift cards and certificates. And here's why. If I want to, like, say you give me a $20 gift card to Sam's, or not Sam's, let's say it's to let's say it's to Chick-fil-A. You give me a $20 gift card to Chick-fil-A. Even though I'd eat Chick-fil-A, I'd have to use it for Chick-fil-A. So if I don't want Chick-fil-A, if I say I'm not gonna eat Chick-fil-A for a while, that money is gonna sit right there. So that $20, if I don't use it, it's gonna sit right there on that gift card. Now, granted, I can give it to somebody else and they can give me cash for it. I can, pay some kind of way and basically have something to get cash off the card. But it'd be a much easier thing if you just give me cash. If I have $20 in cash, I can go anywhere in this United States to pay. And even some other countries, because they'll take, like when I was in Japan, they was taking cash at some of these spots too. Like, if you give me money, I can use that money anywhere. If you give me a gift card, I can only use it for that place unless I do extenuating circumstances to get that money off that card. Like the only thing different would be like a Visa gift card, but even then, if you just give me cash, I can have cash. Give me cash because you're gonna spend money to basically you're not getting a gift card for free. You got to spend some level of money to get a gift card.
Yep.
Why don't you just give me that money or whatever you was gonna spend on that gift card and add that to the money that you was gonna give me? Just give me that money. Like, I'm not a person. Like, the only reason you're gonna give me a gift card is because you don't know what to get me, and that's fine because you don't have to give me anything. I'm a big boy. I'm a man. I'm 34. I'd rather just have the money. Give me the money in my hand versus giving me this gift card that you pay money for that I gotta pay money to somewhere else. You're segregating my money. I don't like segregated money.
At
It
all.
it makes 0 cents. Pun intended. It makes 0 cents to not just give me that money. Money in my hand is better than money anywhere else. Okay. Now let's go over this again. Give me the money. Give me the money. Give me the money. All those three things is what you should basically give me instead of a gift card. I don't really care for gift cards at all. And like I said, I'm not ungrateful. Give me a gift card, I will take it and do whatever I need to do with it. But I don't like segregated money. Don't segregate my money. Give me the money. Don't segregate it. All right. Shit.
You heard that money. Don't. You heard that, man. Don't segregate this money. Just give it to him. I kind of agree with him on that. But you could just cash app me or something.
How
Say
could
Merry
you
Christmas.
not? It's segregating money. Look, we live in a democratic society where segregation is over. We don't want to Jim Crow our money. All right, don't Jim Crow the money. Give it to me. Give me those greenbacks. Give me those whatever the cheddar. Give me the Benjis. Give me the moolah. Give me all that. Give me those money. Washington and Franklin's go to or Washington and Lincoln's go to wife. You know how that go. But either way, give me that money. Don't give it on no gift card.
Exactly. Now, with that being said, I just want to talk about this real quick. So look, Stephen A was kind of wrong. He was going kind of hard on Zion for that shit, bro. I just gotta
Ain't no kinda.
look. Stephen A, I enjoy the antics sometimes, but you ain't had to put that man out there hollering about he eat the table and all kind of stuff like that, and that they got chefs in New Orleans who want to cook for him because they know that he gonna eat the table. God damn it, Stephen A, you supposed to be trying to help the man the hell out. You need to call the chefs. If you know who the chefs is, why don't you intervene? Hey, bro, don't be cooking that for him. Cook him some healthy shit. We need him to be on top of his game. Tell him that we can cook him some Cajun healthy shit that's good for him. Not out here. Man, Zion eat the table, bro. He da 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 da. You not helping the situation, bro.
Nope.
You're not helping the situation. You're only, and I understand. You're gonna say it's who you are, and and other people are gonna say the antics. Let's say you fall in the middle, half antics, half who you are. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
still ain't had to do that to that man.
Mm-mm.
No reason, absolutely no reason to talk about that man like that. Zion ain't come at your hairline, bro. I'd have came for
Mm-mm.
your hairline. I'm gonna be honest with you. You'd have came at me, and I'd have came straight for that hairline.
Yep.
I'd have been hollering about sir, yes sir, saluting halfway up your head, hairline, having that. Me and you would have went back and forth, bro. We would have had it because
Mm-hmm.
it's some people who are willing to ignore you, and then there's some people who are not. And me personally, I'm not going to ignore you on this one because I feel like this evening it would have been a more constructive way even if you put the phrase in there, eat the table, you could have said it's some people who maybe say that he eats the table, but I feel like some of you chefs should be trying to hook him up with a healthy version of soul food or something and help that man out and help him be great on the Pelicans and this, that, and the third versus all of the antics that you pulled up there on ESPN. Like I said, I understand ratings, I understand what you're doing, I understand all of that. But in the end, I need you to do better than that, Steve. I need you to do better than that. I need you to help the masses and help Zion.
Yep.
Damn it, I want the Pelicans in the playoffs. Just had to throw that
I
one
mean,
in there.
yeah, and it was kind of bullshit because like it ain't like these motherfuckers are eating healthy. Like some of them eat healthy meals, but you always hear a story about you know Dwight Howard, who's like one of the fittest motherfuckers ever, eating like 10 bags of Skittles, 10 double cheeseburgers, 5 fries before games because they burn that shit off. Like saying that Zion eats the table and shit. One is New Orleans. I'd eat the
Oh
fucking table too. New Orleans is the greatest food city on earth.
yeah.
All right. So let's start there. Two. Yeah, man, he was going that dude's weight. Like I said on Twitter, like unless you're trying to smash, like you shouldn't be worried about this nigga's appearance.
Exactly.
Like you're not worried about his health. Like you're not worried about like, oh man, is he on the diabetes? Like, no, man, you just trying to clown. And you being a clown trying to clown. So why do it? Why do that to yourself? Why have yourself be out there doing this? Shannon on the same shit. Like, why do that shit where now you are the motherfucker that basically is looking like not like a grown ass man, more like a cackling hen. Like you're doing that. All right. If this nigga was averaging like 16, 5, 16, 4, and 2, like, yeah, clown him or whatever. But don't get personal. Clown his play. But his play hasn't been that off. He's like last time I looked, which was like a week ago, he's averaged like 22, 5, and 5 and playing
Exactly.
most of the games. So it's not as if, yes, it's not as if he's like this dominating player that he had been, or not even dominate, like the 26, 7 and 5 that he had like last year, or like the 27 something and something that he had the year before. Yeah, he's coming back and he's still getting there. But it's not as if it's like this epic drop off that you gotta basically call him a fat ass. Doing like the Scott Steiner video. He's fat. Like you don't have to do that. All right? Like don't be a jerk about this shit. Like cuz you really acting like a Twitter honey. You
Yes,
trying to
he is.
basically get your name out there, trying to get engagement, trying to get, the sassy little answer when all you got to do is be like, "Look, this dude, he's a professional, and if he dropped off, then he dropped off. But don't be like, oh, he's eating people out of house and home. That's what we fucking said was gonna happen when he was going to New Orleans.
Oh yes,
Because
we did.
I would too. I would be eating my ass off in New Orleans too, especially always getting hurt. Yeah, like what the fuck else you gonna do? I'm healing from, whatever, a knee injury. Yeah, I'm gonna eat some food because I can't fucking run right now. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, come on, man. Like, be better than that. You a grown ass man. You got kids. Act like it. Shit.
All I'm gonna say is hot sausage po' boys and beignets have always been my weakness when I'm in New Orleans, bro. Let me just throw that one out there. Just
Look, going to all the different spots, like shit. I used to go to New Orleans every fucking year for a while. Like, the food is amazing.
yes.
I'd be on it all day. And granted, this is where I'm gonna talk about Zion right here. And this is what I'm gonna talk about with Zion, because I've been wanting to say this about Zion. Zion, I don't think you and Nate, you can tell me different and be fair with
Alright.
this. I don't think you've embraced being in New Orleans as much as you should. I think you can basically be somebody that's a very much cultured figure that's down there. And I remember, like, I think we had talked about it
Yep.
before on the podcast before we went digital. You haven't embraced being a New Orleans Pelican. You haven't been embraced being a New Orleans star the way that other people have been embraced to be a New Orleans star. You see Jameis basically coming down the sideline when basically in New Orleans, seeing people like kind of dap him up and be like, "Hey, what's good, Jameis?" Because he's a cat that seems like he's embraced being in New Orleans. you being who you are, you can be that superstar in New Orleans and big them up, but it don't seem like your heart is there with them. And so I think that you being who you are, that or not, somebody that basically can be more into the community and more doing things out there. And so I don't know how that's gonna happen. Maybe it's just not you. Maybe you're not a person that likes to be out there like that. But look, that city will absolutely love you if you're somebody for them and if somebody trying to be to them. But if you don't, if you're trying to be an outcast, trying to be somebody that is trying to just look for the next ticket out there, going to Dallas or whatever you want to do, bro, I don't think that's good for you. I think you want to be embraced down there because that city's gonna love the shit out of you
And you're right.
more than any other place.
And you're right.
And so, yeah,
I'm gonna say this. Rob is very right. This is my home state. I've spent so many summers in New Orleans growing up with like being with my moms, with like my mom's people, my aunts, my uncles, East Bank, West Bank, everywhere all over New Orleans, Shave Ice, whatever you can think of. Zion, if you look to embrace that community, look at what it's done for Drew Brees. Okay? I'm gonna use him as an example. Drew Brees got a chain of goddamn restaurants down here with delicious food. Me and Robin, we
yeah.
made that before together.
Those Woodland balls, bro.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you get one, if you manage to get one, just one, it is the equivalent to whenever LeBron won that title in Cleveland. And I promise you this, that one New Orleans Super Bowl solidified Drew Brees forever as a staple person in New Orleans. Whether some people want to admit it or not, his pull in Louisiana got bigger with that title. It just wasn't playoff runs and you never bought us anything, but he embraced the city. And if you embrace the city and then you win, you're going to do something that hasn't ever been done down here because we just got a basketball franchise not long ago. And if you were to pull off a championship down here, which I feel like if you play at a high level, somebody else is going to come here and help you. And if you win one, you will be set forever in New Orleans. That 200 million that you see Steph got, you're going to get that 200 million. They're going to figure out how to give it to you. Because if you win one, they're going to say, Zion and so made sure we got this. So now we're going to make sure that we take care of you. If you ever
build an economy.
Exactly. You're going to help rebuild New Orleans' economy on another level winning one. Because now you just made tickets going to get a little higher, which may not be the best for the consumer, but hey, they want to, you got to pay to play. So, but you also are going to give that, you're going to give them an injection of life. Because the city's going to see something that it never had. And if you give it something that it never had, they're going to love you forever. You're going to be New Orleans' baby. You're going to be the dude who came there and gave them an NBA championship whenever they haven't had an NBA franchise that long. There are other franchises that don't have a championship in the NBA. And if you were to do that in New Orleans, you'd be set in stone, bro. They'd make sure that they capture you out there in front of the Smoothie King Center in a bronze statue, probably of you doing some crazy dunk that they've seen you do in game time, and it's gonna be immaculate. And whenever you'd retire, they'd make sure that your number goes in the rafters, and then you can get into businesses here because it's gonna open up the door, not just on a level of making a connection with the community, but it's gonna allow them to say, let him come in here and also make jobs and make more opportunities for the community because now you gave them something that they never had. Embrace it. You embrace New Orleans will embrace you. I 1,000% go with that. Trust me. You do it, they're gonna do it for you, and they're gonna back you. They're gonna be backing you like 5,000, bro. I promise you this, and I stand on those words. I stand on that, bro. Now, we're gonna wrap this up with this NBA news right here because this is about to be a hilarious section of me and Rob, and It should be for you guys at home too. So first, we're gonna start Draymond Green.
Mm-hmm.
So indefinite suspension, Rob. I think that you told me something about part of his contract was gonna be he has to do anger management. Huh?
Yep.
How do you feel about this so far with Draymond being suspended? How do you feel, bro?
I think it's necessary. I mean, granted, I would say, not everybody, not therapy doesn't do everybody great. Therapy has helped me. It's helped others, but like it don't do great for everybody. Not everybody that has issues needs to go to therapy.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say this nigga keep hitting people, punching, kicking, all this shit. And I think, and I just posted on Twitter today, like Barack Obama. I keep saying I posted on Twitter. Barack Obama. Barack like president. Mamba like Kobe. The thing about him is that when it comes to Draymond, him NBA is a brotherhood.
Yes.
NBA basically has a lot of people that are not exceptional enough to basically make it to that level. What he's doing to the people that are his peers and his teammates is bad. It would get him thrown out of the league very easily. It would
Yes.
not, he would not have made it this far if he wasn't as effective as he is. Be what I would say arguably the second most important player to that Warriors dynasty. So him, the swing on that he did with Nurkic, that was completely uncalled for. You can't even think of what he was basically about to do as far as
Exactly.
a basketball move in that context. He swung on that man and knocked him to the ground. He should not be in the NBA right now. He should be figuring out what's going on with him because there's something going on with him. Him putting a sleeper hold on Rudy Gobert, like that's completely uncalled for, no matter how you feel about Rudy. Like none of that was necessary, and I think that it was gonna come to a point where his teammates, his peers are gonna be like, "Hey, bro, what the fuck is going on with you?" Because I think that's a very fair question for him, bro. What the fuck is going on? Because you keep striking us. We're not punching you. We're not hitting you. We're not being violent towards you. But yet you're doing this to us. What the fuck is going on with you? There's a difference between being more rough, being more domineering, getting your position because of he's a guy that's more smaller than a guy like a Nurkic or Gobert. But there's a difference between punching and putting people in chokeholds. What the fuck are you doing? You're not that. That doesn't have to be you. You need to go get help. You need to chill the fuck out. You need to basically get away, figure out what's going on because he's had multiple incidents this year. It's like you need to get away and figure out what's going on with you. It might be to where he's trying to get off the Warriors. It might be to where he's trying to get out of the league altogether. But whatever it is, you got to figure out. You got to basically be like, look, you got to stop. You need time out. You need to not be here, or we gonna get you out of this fucking league.
Oh yeah.
Because yes, you are effective. Yes, you are important, but you can't think you're above everybody and everything else, where you can put your hands on people and they not doing this because they somebody should have fucked up Draymond by now. And
Oh
I like the
yes.
Warriors, and I ride with the Warriors more than any other team. But somebody should have fucked up Draymond by now. The fact that nobody else has is Draymond's goodwill, or I guess something towards everybody else, or he got, I don't know, some kind of something on people. But like, he should have got his ass whooped by now. They should have jumped that motherfucker with how he's basically been acting for real. Like, it's
So
bad, you know. He shouldn't be like this.
so it's a serious side that I'm gonna hit right now, and then we're about to get very comical with y'all. So he has to be stopped. Okay, he has to be. My biggest fear for him is what happened to Rudy Tomjanovich. Okay,
Mm,
somebody's gonna hit him so hard they're gonna fracture his skull because they're gonna be tired of his shit. Okay,
yep.
that's where
And,
I
and just
see
and just for y'all, just the history lesson, Kermit Washington got banned from the NBA for
from
life
the
for
NBA.
breaking Tom Johnovich's face.
Yes, and if you don't believe it, there's a old film of it on YouTube. Check it out. If you don't, Matter of fact, I think it's called The Punch, or just type in Rudy Tomjanovich gets punched. But this man got hit and needed surgery to fix his fractured skull, okay? Now, I'm not wishing that upon Draymond, but that's the level that somebody might take it to because they're going to get tired of him, okay? Because you can't continue to do what you do. And me personally, I don't know if you've noticed this, but he attacks a lot of the European community. I just want you to think about that. Name a person outside of LeBron that he's attacked that's not really of the European community.
Okay. Yeah, I was say of the European, because Sabonis was born here, but his
Yeah.
pops is from Europe. So, like, Sabonis is from here, but nah, he is like more of that European style player. And yeah, you got Gobert, you got Nurkic. Yeah, who else? Who are they kicking the balls in the finals?
That was Steven Adams.
Steven Adams.
I told you.
Or at least international.
Yeah, he attacks the international community with force, bro. It's almost
That's
like
true.
Look, he's like the black Donald Trump going against the foreign people in the NBA, bro. I promise you, he's doing everything that he can do to get them out of this league, bro. He's kicking people in the nuts. He's swinging on people. He's doing whatever he can do to get them out of here, bro. I just want you to look at
America's first ball kicker,
bro. He does this, and if you listen to his explanation, what he said, "Oh, I tried to sell the call. No, bro, no. That look like I'm trying to get my lick off on you right now in the slickest way, and I hope that they don't notice and they think that it was just me flailing. Nah, bro. You was trying to hurt him. You were legit trying to hurt him. There is nothing else that you can tell me. You can't tell me, oh, I did this by accident, or I did it. And come on. What he got? 3-5 games for choking Rudy?
Yeah, only
that
5.
Was a solid sleeper hole. Y'all need to be investigating what the hell is he doing in his off time, because apparently he's either watching MMA videos or he's taking up a Brazilian jiu-jitsu class in his free time. It's one or the other. I know that y'all want to say, oh, we're going to rehabilitate him, but I got a couple issues with this. They let the teams make some of the stipulations for these dudes, okay? Y'all have a committee for everything else. Make a goddamn stipulations committee for these people who getting suspended. Get you 4 or 5 dudes together and make a suspension committee and get some people who can come up with something. Because they're saying he's going to go to anger management. You know, like I know, Rob. Whenever you got enough money, you can kind of slide on stuff. You know, we gonna say you did it, or you might show up. You get to get your Marshawn Lynch on. I'm only here so I don't get fined, okay? Right. That's it. I'm only here because I don't want them to keep me out of here, okay? Now, personally, I think he's doing it because he know that he don't have too much more to give that team. And he see that Clay can't pick up the extra weight that he used to carry for his ass offensively, okay? So in the light of Draymond Green being the habitual ball kicker and swinger and fighter of the NBA, he's, in my opinion, outside of Ron Artest's one malice at the palace, which just wasn't him. It was him, Jermaine O'Neal. Everybody was involved in that. And outside of people trying to say DeMarcus Cousins is an angry black man that doesn't deserve to be in the NBA, to me, how the hell is Draymond still in there? How has he skated so long with so many offenses and he's still out here running rampant? Nobody is trying to stop this. None of you are trying to stop this. Nobody said, hey, bro, we need to really give him some suspensions. Why wasn't he ever suspended for kicking people in the balls? Huh? Like, with some of these fouls, Draymond has had some of the hardest, weirdest looking fouls of y'all. The chest stomp. Come on now, bro.
Yeah.
Against Sabonis, the chest don't. Come on now. You guys gotta be real. NBA, do better with your community because if you look, I know why y'all aren't doing what y'all say that y'all need to do, but if you told me and Rob, hey, y'all robbed the bank, but we gonna let y'all make y'all own punishment, me and him gonna look at each other like, alright, I'm gonna give myself a little light punishment and go ahead on. And you know Bob Myers is gonna play the thin line of, oh, this is just enough punishment for Draymond for us to say that we
Mm.
did something. Nobody's gonna go in hard on their own player, especially if they trying to win a championship again. That's stupid. You don't
Right.
Criminals don't go to court and then tell the judge what they want their sentence. Well, judge, even though I robbed the bank and shot at 20 officers, I don't think I should do more than 6 months. It wasn't that bad. I ain't killed
Like
nobody.
house arrest should be good for me.
Eh, Put me on house arrest like a year or two, monitor me, I'll be alright. No,
It'll
take
do me
away
good.
this power. Take that away from those teams right now. Look, you spend money on everything else. You want me and Rob to come do it? We'll do it for the low fee of $3 million a year apiece. That's pocket
Just.
change to y'all. That's pocket change, y'all. We'll sit here and watch the files and go over stuff and give proper assessments and proper fines and suspensions to these people because guess what? You know that these teams not gonna do this. This man has had so many infractions and he get a flagrant, or he may catch a quick ejection. Now, granted, it's not like back in the day where they only used to fine them and they kept playing. You've gotten a little bit better NBA with that, but come on now, man. Just be real. You not y'all are never gonna actually let these teams assess the teams are not gonna assess their player how it needs to be done. You're not punishing a guy that you know that you need for the right reasons because and part of it boils down to this. Bob Myers, you know that you wouldn't if they let you pick the suspension time. You would have probably told Draymond, go sit your ass at home 5 more games and then be ready to play. Okay? That's probably what you'd have told him, and it would have been the end of
Mm.
it. But we all know right now, as a team, y'all are suffering because Klay Thompson ain't Klay Thompson no more. His game never evolved. He can't play make. He can't let Steph play off the ball or nothing like that. So his role as a spot up shooter has diminished. And Draymond, I don't know. You just been a physical person from day one, and I don't know. We have every now and then you blip out a high point game, and it is what it is. But we know the Warriors want to capitalize on how much more time that they got left with Steph, and he's not helping. Okay, and right now, Klay Thompson might have shot himself in the foot for his contract, but that's another that might be a shortcoming. But Draymond needs to be properly assessed, and rules need to be properly put in place for these sorts of incidents, and you guys need an actual committee. Not these dudes out here who self-servicing themselves. Oh, it ain't that bad. No, no, no. Matter of fact, if you don't believe me on what I'm saying, next time you catch a child doing something, ask them how they should be punished. And I guarantee you they gonna give you a light answer on what they think.
Mm.
And then they gonna walk away. I don't think I should be punished. And
Mm.
that's it. You have to put actual punishment to Draymond in all seriousness.
Yep.
But at the same time, y'all didn't let this man get away with the most, man. Just do better. Do better, NBA. Yeah, we gotta do better with this. And don't y'all let them off. Don't let him off the hook. Hell, he need to be pursuing an MMA career at this point.
Not if
Goddamn.
they fight back.
Yeah, he might not want to smoke with them. And although I do agree with what Ryan Clark said, it's not like he's beating up women or beating children outside of the NBA. but he's still beating up the people he played a game with. You don't want to go to the park and fight
and
somebody.
And that's also, as so we don't know if he's basically abusing those kids or the one thing, I'm not accusing him of that, but just saying that, well, it's not like he's doing this. He hasn't been accused of it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But y'all are being so irrational on punishing some of these people because you're leaving it in the hand of their team. You know good and goddamn well ain't nobody about to punish their team like that. Just come on now, bro. Be serious with yourselves. Don't ever NBA. Like I said, you got money for everything else. Make a team, make a committee that actually assesses this stuff. Be more proactive about it. That way the players don't feel some way about it. That way they're not like, oh, well, first of all, make a separate committee. And that way your teams can't just jurisdict their own punishment upon their own players. It doesn't work. And that therapy stuff, I'm gonna be honest with you, Rob. I really don't think he's gonna go. I think that they're gonna say that he went, and then they're gonna reinstate him, and then Steve Kerr is gonna probably have that talk with him and say, Draymond, don't do no more of that foolishness, so we can get through this year, and then right back at the beginning of next year, I guarantee we're gonna be right back here, and he's gonna do some more foolish shit. He's probably gonna do it before the end of the year. To be honest with you, I really do think he will. I think he's gonna do something else. I think it might last till All-Star break. He might be good. And I think the minute that he comes back from All-Star break and you got to make that back half season push to get into the playoffs, I think that's where he's going to do something else. Right there. Because that's the perfect timing. I made it to All-Star. I made it past the halfway point. I done got back on the team. And the first chance that he see, I'm kicking Nurkic in the nuts this time. Bam! And then we back at square one again. Why was this here? So I don't know, bro. I don't know. But we had to come to y'all. We had to talk about that. We just had to drop you guys some nuggets. Be on the lookout for next week's episode. I feel like you guys are really gonna enjoy that one. Just a little extra. But we always love you guys here, Bro Amigos Podcast. Give us some views, Come tweet at us. We're going to try to be more proactive on all our socials. Hey! I like that.
Hold on. Let me do this shit again.
Hit it from again. There it is. Yeah. Love you guys. See? Even Rob's over this problem hearts. So, but, like I said, we love you guys. Follow us. Like, subscribe, share, tell your people about us. Bro Amigos Podcast. You see Twitter, TikTok. We're on YouTube. I post a few shorts. Rob does a lot of the TikTok stuff. But come support your boys. We're out. Tell them good night, Rob.
Good night, Canada. Good night, Taylor Swift. Happy trails, of course. We just had the, I want to say, 7th anniversary. Craig Sager's death. Great dude. Great sideline reporter. That's why I'm rocking the Sager Strong shirt. Love this shirt. It's still comfy, snug as fuck because I bought it when I was a much younger size, a much slimmer man back in my day. But nah, man, still love this shirt, still rock it, still fuck cancer, free cancer, from people's bodies, but fuck cancer in the meantime, But yeah, man, it is what it is. We gonna get through it together. So, guys, stay classy though.
Yeah. Stay classy. We love you guys here, Bro Amigos Podcast. And we out. Hit them with it, Rob. Yeah, there we go.
Thanks for checking out this episode of the Bro Amigos Podcast. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss an episode.